go. So welcome, everybody. Glad you're here for the Team Rhino call on election night 2016. It's crazy around my house right now. We're working on book reports, and I'm watching the election results and all kinds of stuff and making spaghetti. So it's super crazy, and I was late to the team call, but we're here now, and we have an amazing guest speaker tonight. I'm super excited about this team call. Not to put any pressure on Cindy, but I'm super excited. I met Cindy, got to meet Cindy actually a little bit at Summit, but then also spent a little more time with her in Coronado here just this last month. And she shared a little bit about her website and how she uses her website to bring leads and to send people to her website for information. And it was really compelling, and I love the way she's doing it. So I wanted her to come on and talk about her website specifically and how she uses it to build her business. Cindy is an amazing coach who makes many Success Club points every month. She always leads the whole Fit Club network by quite a bit with Success Club points, like well over 20, often up into the 40s and 50s and 60s and crazy things like that. And she does a lot of that stuff through her website. So, she's also, let's see, I forgot some of the stats I was going to use. Cindy, why don't you tell us what your rank is? And I think you're an all-star legend, right? Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'm a Success Club All-Star Legend 10, and I'm a 4-star and a Premier Coach.
Awesome. Yes, those were the ones I was looking for. So Success Club 10 All-Star Legend.
Yeah.
So do you guys know what that means, right? That means Success Club 10 for 24 straight months, not Success Club 5 some of those months, all 24 straight months. Success Club 10. It's incredible. So a lot of this goes through her website. And so I'm just going to go ahead and turn it over to Cindy and let you go. If you need my help, let me know. I'll ask you questions along the way if I have any. And anybody else, you can use the chat box, or you can raise your hand, or do whatever you need to do if you have a question for Cindy. Cindy, you can share your screen if you want, or whatever you want to do. It's all yours.
Thank you very much. So first of all, I want to thank you for inviting me. This is really an honor because Ryan, I think you're really a great coach and you have a great team. And second of all, I want to say that I was really stressed for doing that Zoom call because, I'm used to doing Zoom call, but my language is not English, it's French. I'm really a French, I come from Quebec. It's a province in Canada, and it's a French province. And there's a lot of people who doesn't speak English at all. So that's why I started maybe as a Beachbody coach, because I fell in love with insanity in 2011. And then I was talking insanity and P90X to people, and they didn't know about it because they don't understand English. And me, I was on blogs and websites in English, and I thought that it was so great because I got so much information on blogs, more than a website. So when it was possible to be a coach in Quebec, I said, I need to create a website because people, they don't know about it, and I need to give information in French to my customers. So that's why I wanted to create a website. And I don't know anything about a website. I didn't know anything about Facebook. So I just said, I'm going to create a website. So I talked to somebody who's a friend. He said, okay, do you have I think it's a host in English to be on the website? I said, what is that? I knew nothing. Do you have WordPress? I didn't know anything. So YouTube became my best friend, and I just learned, and I started my website. So I'm going to share my screen, and don't hesitate if you have questions, and maybe I'm going to search for my words because my language is French. Okay. So I just want to, can you see my screen? Perfect. Okay. First of all, like my website or blog, it's pretty much the same thing. A blog is just that you put articles, but it's the same thing on the web. Like my website, for me, it's the center of everything. It's the core of everything. So it's in the middle, and then on the other side, everything, it goes to my website. So when I'm on Facebook, emails, newsletter, Pinterest, YouTube, all my conversation, I always send them to my website, and that's what I want to explain. So why do I have a website? Why it's important for me to have a website? First of all, it's a place of reference for my customers. So I answers all my customers' question. They have a question, I want the answer on my website. So if they have a question, I said, I don't have an article about that. I'm going to write an article about it because I know that there's going to be other questions in the future. So if somebody asks me about, when should I work out, for an example, should I work out in the morning, in the afternoon? So I did a research, I did an article on this, and then when people ask me that question, I give them a little bit answer, I make conversation, but then I said, you can read my articles on this, and then I say, I'm going to talk to you again after, and then I make some conversation the day after, but they went on my website and they got the answer. So for them, my website is not only a place to sell, it's a place that they can go. It's like us, we go and coach online office when we have questions. Well, they go on my website when they have questions. Then, my customer, they're going to send me referrals. So that's why I have a website, because I want them to go on my website and not on Beachbody, because when they're going to talk to somebody about, 21 Day Fix or about a muffin recipe they did or anything, people are going to ask, where did you get this? And if they say Beachbody, they're never going to find you on Beachbody because there's too many coach. But if they say Super Cardio, like my website is Super Cardio, but I could have, the name could have been Cindy Tremblay, and they say go on cindytremblay.ca. So they're going to refer the people to my website. So I have a lot of referrals. And if you want referrals and people going to your website, your customers has to go to your website often, because if they don't go often to your website, they're not going to remember the name. They're not going to remember to refer people there. So I want to detach me from Beachbody. I don't want to send them to Beachbody, almost never. Like if I talk about 21 Day Fix, I'm not going to send them to the purchase page of 21 Day Fix. This is going to be at the end. I'm going to send them to my website, and there's going to be a button to buy 21 Day Fix, but on my website. So because they will never find me on Beachbody. So that's why I want to detach myself from Beachbody, and I have my own website, my own blog. The reason is because it's mine. What's great about a website is because it represents you. You can be creative, and it's yours. Like Facebook is not yours. It gets closed tomorrow and it's not yours. But your website, you can do anything about it. When you write something on Facebook and they refuse it, they're not going to refuse it on your website. It's yours. So you can do anything you want. So this is a thing that I like, because I can write any articles that I want and that I like. And it's a place when you can keep everything you created. So it's easy to find for you and your customers. Like when you put something on Facebook, in 2 years, it's really hard to find it. If somebody say, hey, once you wrote a recipe about anything like muffins or cake or something, where can I find it? They're not going to find it on Facebook. But it's really easy on the website because you can create categories and there's a search. And so it's really easy because everything you create everywhere, you put it on your website. So it's really a place where you can find things for your customer. Articles, recipes, videos that you did. I give the links to my customer when they're looking for something. They have a question, I have a solution. We're on supercardio.ca. So my customer are used on my website. It's open 24 hours a day. So you are not awake 24 hours a day, but your website is there 24 hours a day. So that's what's great, because if you talk to people and they go on your website and then maybe it's at 3 o'clock in the morning, they decide, now I'm ready. Where's Cindy? Well, Cindy's sleeping at 3 o'clock in the morning, but my website is awake and they can go there and they can go buy my challenge packs. So sometimes I'm on vacation or I'm sleeping and I'm selling because I'm not there, but I refer them to the right place. So when they're ready, they can go at that place. So that's what's great about having a website. don't hesitate if you have any questions. So now I'm going to give you tips like how I use my website. Of course, maybe there's some tips that you're not going to use. It depends on you because it's yours, but I'm going to give you like my ideas. First of all, I send people to my website as much as possible. So every time I can put a link, and I don't give them a link supercardio.ca because they're just going to find like the first page. It's the link about what we talked about. If we talked about 21 Day Fix, there's going to be a link in my email at the end about 21 Day Fix. If we talked about a recipe, there's going to be a link on my recipe. If we talked about anything we talked about, Beachbody on Demand, there's going to be a link. So I want them to send them to my website. It's an habit that you can create for your customer. They need something. The solution is your website. It's not Beachbody. So really anything they need, you should maybe say, I can write an article. So my ideas come from my customers because I want to help them. So when I don't know what to write about, I write about something that my customers need. My conversations, okay? So every time I have conversations with people, I send them to my blog. For an example, like if I talk to somebody and they say that they're a beginner and they want to start a new program and they have problems with the nutritional plan, so I say, okay, we find that 21 Day Fix is the right thing for them. So I talk to them about 21 Day Fix, but then I tell them you can see a video to see if you like it and all the details. I never send them the video YouTube at Beachbody because then if they're ready to buy, they don't know where to go. So I send them to my link to my page 21 Day Fix on my website. On that, they see the video, they see all the explanation, they have buttons to buy. So I tell them, you can go see the video to see, how you like it, read the details, and I will be happy to respond to your questions. Like tomorrow, I'm going to write you to answer your question, or in 2 days.
So, Cindy, the buttons that you have on your website, those link to they're just a link button directly to the sales page for that product. Is that how you do that? Okay.
Yeah.
So it just goes right to the shop. So you can grab the links out of the Beachbody link generator and just put those on that button, basically, is all you do.
That's it. So I have a button. I use a plugin on WordPress. WordPress, it's Max Button. So I have a button. So I put my link on like Challenge Pack 21 Day Fix. So I have the option Challenge Pack. What does it include? I have the video of Beachbody that I put on YouTube. So that you're allowed with compliance. If you take the exact video, you're not allowed to change the video, but if you take the exact video, you can put it on your YouTube channel. So I could take that YouTube video and put it on my 21 Day Fix page with what's included in the challenge pack and then the button for buying the challenge pack. So when I talk to somebody, I don't give them the link to the Team Beachbody website for 21 Day Fix Challenge Pack. I give them the link to my 21 Day Fix page on my website. So they know that like maybe they're not ready now, but when they're ready and I'm not there, they're not going to go on Beachbody because they don't really know that it's on Beachbody. They know that they found that button on my website. Mm-hmm. So that's for sure that they're going to be related to me because that link it's with my coach ID. Because if you send them like always to Beachbody, the problem is one day they're going to go to Beachbody to buy it and they're going to have like any coach. So that's how I do it. And so I always, I say you can go on the page, see the details, and I'll get back to you like tomorrow in 2 days and I will answer your question. And then in 2 days, I write them back and I said, as promised, can I answer your question about what you saw on my website on 21 Day Fix? So to be sure, I always do follow-ups. I don't just send them to my website and that's all. So I do all the conversation and the follow-ups. But if they're ready and I'm not there, they know where to go. Then I create articles on everything that I create on Facebook. Like on your Facebook, what do you do? It depends on everybody. Me, I love putting recipes. So when I put a new recipe on Facebook, instead of putting the recipe, I put the image of like my muffins. There's a muffin recipe that went viral on Facebook. So I put like the image And then I said, you want the recipe? Here, we love my kids love that recipe muffin. This is the recipe. And I put the link to my article on my website that I created, and the recipe is there. It's not on Facebook, it's on my website. You know, sometimes you think that people, they don't see you on Facebook. Sometimes I have like 2-3 likes on a recipe, and I said, well, it didn't work. But then I go on my website and I see the stats, and there was like 150 people that went on my website, on my muffin page that day. So why? It's because they saw it on Facebook. So, you know, sometimes you think that people don't see it, but they can see it. And sometimes if you're lucky, it can go viral, like one image on Facebook. And like me, I put a muffin recipe in 2014. And, you know, every week, one day that it's my articles that is the most seen, that muffin recipe. So, you know, sometimes it's only one thing. So you don't really do too much of a work because you already put something on Facebook. So just go put it on your website so it's still there. And if it's in 6 months, somebody's asking you, can you please give me a recipe of muffins for my kids? It's really easy to go find it on your website because you just search muffins and you say, here's all my recipe muffins. And you have like the categories and all the muffin recipes appear on your website. So they're happy and they go on your website for more recipes after. Same thing if maybe you do fitness quotes. Me, I love doing fitness quotes. So when I create a fitness quote, I go on WordSwag, I create a fitness quote and I put it on Facebook. Like the day after, it doesn't exist anymore. It's like down on your page. But I did a page on my website and it's written fitness quotes. Every time I put one on Facebook, I take the image, I put it on my website on that page. So there's a lot of fitness quotes on that page. And then you can have a Pinterest account and you just pin it to your Pinterest. So it takes like 2 seconds. Take the image, put it on your page of fitness quotes. It goes on Google Image, it goes on Pinterest, and now your image is everywhere. So if you, like me in French, if I said the fitness quotes in French, there's a lot of my images that are there because of that. So, you know, it's not much work, but people goes on your website. If you do live videos on Facebook, if you have a live videos that is interesting and said, I liked it. I said, last month I said 5 tips to not quit on when it's hard, and in October, not quit your program. So people liked it on Facebook. What did I do? I saved it. I took the video, I put it on YouTube. Then I created an article on my website, 5 tips not to quit your workout program. And I put that video. So there's a new article in my website for that subject. So it's the same thing that you put everywhere, but you know, it's like on your website, it's always gonna be there and you can refer to your website. You can create articles on every video YouTube that you put to. I'm gonna explain this just a little bit later. You can create articles that you want to put on your newsletter. So if you have a newsletter or email marketing, me every month I have a newsletter that I send to my to people, and then when I have an article, instead of writing all the article on my newsletter, I write like maybe a paragraph, and I say, to see the article, click on that button, and my article is on my website. If I send a recipe in my newsletter, the image is there. I said, you know, this was a great recipe, we all loved it, click there for the recipe. The recipe is an article on my website. So they know every time they go somewhere, it's on supercardio.ca. They have to know that supercardio.ca. So when they talk to people, they say, go on supercardio. They have to know it by heart. You, like I said, create a Pinterest account, because when you have a website, you have images. So every time you have images, you pin it on Pinterest, on your Pinterest. So I have sometimes people from Pinterest that goes on my website. You can see this in your stats. Then you can create material. That's what's great about your website, is you do what you like and what you're good at. So what do I do? Like me, I have Super Cardio 1010. It's like little videos of exercise, like 10 exercise for 10 minutes, because my husband is a physical education teacher. So we did like some videos like that, and I send them with the newsletter. But when I say, do you want to see the video, instead of sending them to YouTube, I send them to my website on an article of that workout, and the video YouTube is on my website. And so, and the same thing, like if you're good in recipes, you can put so much recipes on your website. What do? I create, like, 21 Day Fix, there was a paper with all the food lists with categories, like in colors, but they didn't do it after. Just went out. When I received Quarter Force, I did that piece of paper, created it, and I created an article and said, if you want the full list on only one page, please write to me. So I don't give them to them. I put like the paper blur. They don't see like the food list. So I want them to write to me so I can connect with people. So when they write to me, I ask them, do you have the program? I'm going to give them, if they don't have the program. If they don't have it, I'm going to talk to them about Quarter Force because they're interested. If they have the program, and so I'm going to ask them if they have a coach. If they have a coach, I'm not going to give them to them. But there's a lot of people who doesn't have a coach. They just bought on beachbody.com, or they had a coach and the coach quit. So like, you can connect with new people, and then you can ask them to create an account with you. And if they have the program Quarter Force, I'm gonna give like that list, that food list. So that there's a lot of people that come on my website for these lists, and they ask me, so I connect with them. I do a lot of sometimes we think that people, they know and it's easy. It's not easy for them. Us, it's easy to go get the 30 days free of Beachbody on Demand. People don't know what to do. So me, I do a lot of video with Zoom. Okay, I just like start my Zoom alone. I share my screen, and I explain to them how to get your 30-day free Beachbody on Demand. Then I put it on Facebook, not on YouTube, on Facebook, because if you put a link YouTube on Facebook, they don't really like that Facebook. So I put the video there. Then I took the same video, I put it on YouTube. I took the same video, I create an article, say 30 days free Beachbody on Demand with my YouTube video. So if somebody asked me a question about that and said, I'm not sure how to do how to start the challenge tracker app. I just started, it's new, the challenge tracker app. I never did it before, and now I just started a group. And there was my customers, some of them said, I cannot do this, it's going to be too hard, I'm not very technology. So what I did, I created a video, I share it on Zoom, and you can even share it your iPhone on your Zoom. It's really great. So they see what you do on your iPhone. So I told them step by step, how you get the invitation, you go in the challenge tracker app, you put your measurements, you put your picture, how to log a workout. And I put that video on Facebook, and I did an article on this. So I did that like 2-3 days ago. And if you have a challenge group, so now I have a challenge group that's starting Monday on Quarter Force. So this week, I did little videos in my challenge group. Like one of my videos this morning is, what are the 3 calendars of Quarter Force and when are you going to use them? So I did a video for my challenge group, but that video, I can use it after. So I took that video and I put it on YouTube, and I did an article on my website. What is the 3 calendars of Quarter Force and when can you use them? So that's like, it's a thing that, it's a video that I would have done anyway because I had a challenge group, but I use it. And then like maybe in 3 months, if somebody asks me, what is it, 3 videos on Quarter Force? I don't understand the difference. I just go put the link on my website on that same article. A new program, if it's coming out soon. I create a page for Facebook really, really fast. Okay, so like Quarter Force, at Summit, they say there's going to be Quarter Force 2 days after my page was done. it wasn't big. I didn't have time, but there was the video of Court of Force, and it was saying coming out soon. If you want to know the date, please write to me. I never send them to the Beachbody link, with the email, because you're never going to talk to these people. You're never going to know if they receive it. So, and then I announce it. I'm at the summit. I announce it on Facebook. There's going to be Court of Force. If you want to know when it's going out, go on my website. And I put like the link of Court of Force. So that my page goes really popular fast, because I was fast on Google. And then they write to me. They write to me because I said, if you want to know the date, even sometimes I know the date, but I don't really tell them. If you want to know the date, please write to me. So now I have a list. I have a list of people who are interested on Court of Force. So when it's available on Beachbody On Demand for 24 hours, I write to them. And then when it's available, I write to them. So when I write to them, they're going to answer me, not Beachbody, because you send them the link of Beachbody. Yes, the link of Beachbody is going to be really popular. You don't want that. You want you to be popular, and you want you to connect with people. You want them that, they need you. They need you for everything. They need your website, because it's your website that's going to give them the answer for the next program. So that's what I did for Court of Force, and everything that's going out, like Cafe Latte that's just went out, and every program. Give them free things. This is the blog part. There's the website that, yes, there's pages for 21 Day Fix, Court of Force to buy, but there's a big blog part, me on my website. It's free things, recipe, articles, because it has to be quality, and people has to like it, because if it's only selling, they're not gonna go. Don't forget to write your source, and don't copy from other people. On your challenge groups, if you have a challenge group with only your customer, because if there's a lot of coaches, I don't do that. But if it's only my customer, I give a lot of links to my website. Like one day I said, this is a recipe that I did. This is the link. And they go on my website, or tips or documents, and they go on my website. It's your website. So write articles about what you love. Like Ryan, he loves triathlon. Me, I do Spartan race. People do jogging. Maybe you love cooking. You can do anything you want. It's your website. So have fun with it. Give your contact information. Me, I wrote my email, but after if you're okay with this, I put my phone number. And since I put my phone number, I had a lot of people who called me, and I did a lot of sales like that, because it's so rare now that you can call somebody. So it's so difficult to have a phone number when you're going on a website. So people, they love it. Your website logo has to be everywhere. So if you create a website and you have a logo or a name, put it everywhere. Like in all my fitness quotes that I created, I put my logo. In Facebook, I put my logo. So they know, that Super Cardio with that logo, it's on my website. So I want to just finish with objections, because, I know, I have a lot of my coaches, sometimes they say, or friends that I talk, they say, I cannot do a website. It's really too hard. You just have to learn. The first time you use Excel or Word, you didn't know how to do anything on Word. And I said, how do you put some colors? How do you do a graph? But you just learn. So the first time that I did an article on my website, it was really long. But now it's so easy because I know about it. So go at your own pace. YouTube, it's my best friend. When I don't know anything about something on my website, I go find it on YouTube. Start at you don't have to have a lot of pages at the beginning. Start with your welcome page. Then probably the program you sell the most, me, is 21 Day Fix. Then the next program coming out soon. And then what your customer needs. So like you said, okay, my customer, they ask a lot about that thing. I'm going to write an article about this. Sometimes people, they say, yeah, well, the others have a great website, so I cannot start a website now. Don't compare yourself to others. Me, when I started, I saw so great website in the US and, in Canada, and said, I could have said, no, it's too hard. But I just, I begin with something. I didn't compare myself. Don't copy. That's really important, because it has to be original. It has to be yours. there's a lot of people who say that it's too late because of SEO. I don't know if, I don't know, it's in English, what in French it's référencement. It's like to be in the first in Google, you know, you want to be your web to be like the first thing on Google. There's a lot of people say that, well, it's too late because there's too many Beachbody blogs, so I'm never going to be on the first page. Don't do it for the SEO. Do it for your customers. They will talk about your website to others. This is really better than Google. Reference is when the people refer to you, it's better than just being on the first page of Google. So if you do it for your customer, they're going to bring people to your website after.
You know, the other thing about that that I'll say is that if you have something that is unique, that is different than just a page about 21 Day Fix, if there's something specific to your group of people, like my thing is triathlon, that's fairly unique. If I started a blog right now, even though I started mine back in 2010 or 11, and so if you search triathlon and P90X or something like that, I probably am fairly high in Google. Even if I started that right now, there's not that many people writing about triathlon and Beachbody stuff still, right? And so, you know, you may not have something like that, but if you do have something that's very specific, that's like, my thing is this particular type of, you know, maybe it's how to do 21 Day Fix gluten-free, or it's, you know, or something like that, that's very specific, that there's probably not more than a dozen or maybe 50 people writing about doing 21 Day Fix gluten-free. And even if they are, there's not 50 who have amazing websites who are really high up in Google about 21 Day Fix gluten-free, right? That there's something very specific about that. So you could still get very high in Google these days if you narrow down on what you're actually trying to do, instead of just like, just here's a generic page about 21 Day Fix, or here's me unboxing 21 Day Fix, or here's me, you know, here's my results from 21 Day Fix. Those are great things to put on your website, and they're great reference tools for your customers and all that kind of stuff. But you can still do the Google thing too, you know.
Yeah, and you know, you need only one article that it's really high on Google, and they're gonna go a lot on your website. And it can be any article about you that, you know, like Ryan said, that nobody really talked about it a lot. And if like on that article, there's a lot of people that go on your website, they're gonna see after all of your website, and they're gonna be interested, and they're gonna come back.
Right. But, you know, I think the point is really good that, you know, do it for your customers and not for the SEO, because even though you still could do that, you know, just think about like the conversation that you're having about what program have, you know, think about yourself. What program have you done all the way through from start to finish, and was one of the reasons why you love Beachbody? You know, maybe for some of you it's 21 Day Fix, some of you it's Body Beast, some of it's P90X from back in the day, like, you know, like 6-7 years ago, you know, whatever it is, you're like, I had awesome results with that, or that's what hooked me, or whatever. You can write an article about your experience the first time you did 21 Day Fix, with your before and after pictures, with your, you know, all your whole experience. And then every time you talk to somebody and they're like, well, you did the 21 Day Fix, right? How did that work for you? You don't have to rehash the entire story to them. You can be like, oh man, it was so amazing. I had such great results, blah, blah, blah. And I wrote this article, and off to the website they go. And there can be links within that article that allow them to buy it. There can be, you know, all the different things like she's talking about.
Yeah, and it's so much more interesting than going on Beachbody website, the 21 Day Fix page. Me, when I learned about insanity in 2011, you know, I went to so many blogs that people who talked about how they felt when they did insanity. You know, it wasn't like Beachbody website insanity that was interesting for me. It was the blogs of people who are really talking about their experience. So that's what's great about a website, is that you can do this. You can talk about your experience and what you love, and it's more interesting. And you know, sometimes you just, that's it, is that you cannot just like tell your story all along on Facebook. So you can talk a little bit, and then you can say, go to my my article, and you can read about it. So
Yep.
that's what I wanted to say. If you have any question, don't hesitate. But just if you want to create a website, you have to do it and have fun with it. It has to be like for you and for your customer. And if you don't know what to write, listen to them. Like for me, I would never write a video, put a video for my challenge tracker app, because for me it was easy. I just saw it, it was easy. And it's because like last week when one of my customers said, I'm never going to go on that app, it's going to be too hard. And then I did the video and I put it last week on I think it's the beginning of the week on Facebook. And there's so many of my customers, old customers, like 2 years ago, that I didn't talk to them, and they wrote to me and they said, I want to be on that app, because they find it now so easy because they saw the video. So it's only to listen to them.
Well, does anybody have questions for Cindy? Questions?
I have a question.
Yep.
Cindy, do you have one of those little live chat windows on your website where somebody goes to your website, it pops up and says, hey, would you like to talk to me right now?
No.
Okay. Do you want to tell us why not? Or
I don't know. Sometimes I say, maybe I can do this, but I don't know. You have to put some hours, I think. Is that it? I don't know.
I don't know how it works. That's why I was gonna.
Well, how it works, it's really a plugin that you put, but I think you put some hours that you're there from that time to that time. But no, I never used it. The only pop-up I have now on my website is a little pop-up at the bottom of the page for like my number of people like my Facebook page, because they see like their friends that likes this. Sometimes it goes, oh, okay, that friend likes the page, so maybe it's a good website. So that it's the only thing I have. And there's a lot of people asking me too if I paid to for my website to have a high on Google. I never did that. I never paid to have it high on Google, because all the like 21-day fixed keys that you can pay, you're not allowed with compliance. So
right. I think people still have done that, and they don't have a way to catch you. I think they're better at it now, but they didn't used to. But yeah, you're technically not allowed to use any of those things for SEO for Google. But chat window. Let's see. Becky says, do you recommend a certain type of format?
I'm not sure I understand the question. Format about.
Do you mean like how the website looks, like theme?
I'll just talk.
Yeah, that's better.
I guess what I mean is, like, did you go to a specific place to create your website? Are you paying for a website? Did you find a place where you could get one for free? That kind of thing.
Well, I'm paying for, like me, I use WordPress, so I don't pay for WordPress, but I pay for the host, because there's like the WordPress free, but you don't have a lot of options after that. You cannot put buttons, I think. So okay. I pay like for a year for hosting, and I have WordPress. My theme is a free theme. I'm thinking maybe in 2017 of hiring somebody to like maybe have it better, but like for 3 years I didn't pay for anything. I didn't pay for plugins. The only thing I pay, it's like I think I don't know in US how much is this. Us is about $100 a year, like to be on internet. But that's it. I never paid for anything, and I just learned, and I changed a lot of things, and now there's still things that I don't really like. But you can find a theme that you like. It's just that once you can change theme, but once you like did a lot of articles and pages, if you change the theme, it's going to change a lot of things. So you just have to choose first. And what I did is I sat down at first on a piece of paper and said, how do I want my website? How do I want my menus? At first I had 2 menus, like maybe 1 month ago, I had like 10 menus on the top, and somebody told me that you're not supposed to have that. It's maybe like 5 or 6, so I changed it, and I did some categories, so I changed it a lot. So I have pages of every programs, but I have a section articles, and I write articles sometimes.
So you just picked a free WordPress theme that you liked the overall look of it, and then most themes have like some customization within the theme, right? You can change colors, you can put your logo here, you can, most free themes have, some customization you can do, but it has like the overall look and feel, and then you can like change the background color, and you can put your logo in this spot, and you can change the font to a different font, and you can change the font color, and you can customize it to what you want. So you go through and look at free WordPress themes, and you look at the overall look and say, I like the look of that one. What kind of customizations does it have? And it'll usually tell you what you can customize and what you can't, how customizable it is, and usually you don't want one, I think, that has too many customization options in it, because then it gets complicated and you start going, oh, what else can I customize? And all you're doing is trying to customize your website instead of putting out content, that's actually useful for customers. So like something simple, something that's, I recommended a paid one on the call that I did about how to actually set up a WordPress website. I recommended a $97 one called Optimize Press that has a blog theme with it. Just because you can also create landing pages like you would see for opt-ins, for like opt-in for a newsletter and stuff. And so it has some power to it, but the blog side of it, the theme side of it is pretty easy. But you could totally do a free WordPress theme. Obviously, since Cindy is killing it with a free WordPress theme, you can totally do that as well. So.
Right. Yeah, and you can change it up. Like me, I want to change it. Probably, I don't really like my theme anymore, but now I'm going to pay somebody, because it's like I have too many pages and articles to do it myself. But I was running for 3 years with that website. I just changed my first page, my welcome page, because I didn't like it. Now I just put some images, so it's more. There's no too many things on my first page. But and what's important is that don't wait until you have like 50 articles to send your customers. Me, I did just a couple of pages and articles, and I was sending people right away to my website every time they asked a question. So, and it's really easier at the end, because sometimes you explain so many times the same thing to everybody. So with the website, you just get you explain a little bit, but you send them to the right page.
Mm-hmm. I remember when I first started my website, one of the mistakes I think I made was I wanted every blog article to be like I was writing for a newspaper, basically, so it was like this long, like a short story, like a short book, and it doesn't have to be like that. I think that's one of the things that really turn people off to blogging is they read these blogs that are just, it's all this information, and there's links, and there's all kinds of stuff in it and everything. And really some of the most powerful things, I don't know how it is for you, Cindy, but some of the most powerful things on my blog are, like 2 paragraphs and a video. And it's short, like it doesn't have to be like you're writing like for me, it doesn't have to be like I'm writing an entire book on how to train for a triathlon in one blog post. Like you don't have to do that. It's one simple concept. Hey, I was thinking about this today. Here's my thoughts on it. Tell me your thoughts on it. I mean, it's almost like doing a slightly longer Facebook post, and with the information in it, one of those long Facebook posts that you do where you're like, attention, long post ahead. That's a blog post easily.
It's so true, because I did the same thing at first. My articles were really long, so it was long to create an article. But now, it's like I do like short things. Like at the beginning of the week, I said with my challenge group, how to start quarter forest with Beachbody on Demand when your Beachbody on Demand has not arrived yet, because us in Canada, it's so long. So that video that I put on my challenge group, that I share my screen with Zoom to tell them, where are the workouts, where are the calendars, where the nutrition plan. Then I just did an article with that video on my website. So it was easy. It took like 2 minutes after.
Awesome. Other questions? thoughts? What do you guys, I mean, it doesn't have to even be questions for Cindy, but like what's running through your heads as far as what you could do on a website, you know, because I'm thinking there's a lot of things that I did that I stopped doing that if I had continued consistently with every new program that came out, you know, and every program that I actually finished and had results from, if I actually put that stuff on my website instead of just putting it on Facebook or just, you know, not putting it anywhere, that I would still be getting hits on those things. A lot of the stuff I did in 2010, 11, 12 back on my website still gets hits. Like people are finding it still today. Any thoughts? Like what's running through your heads?
Sarah Smith, I think, is on this call, and she can do 21-day fix freezer meals. She would be really good at that. And that would be a good niche.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yep. And it wouldn't take long to, you know, once you got a recipe together, you can put it out there and, you know, people will find that stuff. Awesome. So no other questions for Cindy? Nothing else? All right. Well, thank you, Cindy, so much for being on. That was awesome. And congratulations on all your success with your website and with, you know, all those Success Club points. Holy crap.
Thank you.
we really,
I think like the first year I didn't really sell challenge packs. I was selling only like the base program.
oh, okay. But then you got yourself into the challenge packs. Now you got the deal going. Well, we really do appreciate you being on. That was awesome. And good night, everybody.